welcome to this week's hashtag Toe to Toe. My name is Leanne Johnson-Arnison, and this week I'm joined by the two Spencers. Thanks for coming in, guys. We'll get started. Loads to talk about, but we'll start from this weekend. Get a quick reaction from you both. Kell Brook's fight on Saturday. Spencer Oliver, we'll start with you. What did you make of it?
I thought it was superb. You know, I think that, look, when you looked at Kell walking in the ring, we could see that he knew that his career, you know, lied on this contest. You could see the nerves in his face. I spoke to Kell since, and he said exactly that. He felt a lot of pressure on his shoulders going into the ring, and he didn't know how the eye socket's going to hold out and whatnot. So he's been through a tough time in recent times, and I thought the performance was brilliant, and especially up at 154, where I believe he should have been maybe a couple of years ago. I think he's struggled to make welterweight for so long. I think that this is the weight that really suits him, and yeah, I was made up for him. I thought it was a first-class performance.
Spencer?
Really good. I got a reaction. I was listening to his podcast, Pound for Pound. Have you heard his podcast?
I heard it, mate.
It's really good. This guy, Spencer Oliver's like, yeah. I listened to his podcast, and I heard Kell Brook on. No, seriously, listen to his podcast. I heard Kell Brook on it, and like, I've never heard Kell Brook speak so openly about, you know what I mean, the eye socket, people thinking that he quit, and like, you know what I mean, and so I could understand the apprehension and the weight must have been on his shoulders. So he had to go out and perform, but we didn't think he was going to perform like that. I thought, hey, drag it out 8-9 rounds. That was a very, very sharp performance. You could see little bits like how he's moving in the beginning stages. He set himself. Beautiful right-hand shot.
Interestingly, talking to him, he said how much stronger he felt up at 154, right. And he said that made a massive difference going into the ring, because you could see that everything was spot on. The timing was perfect. He was picking his shots well, and he just said he felt $1 million. He said, you know, he just felt like he's fell in love with boxing again, and I think that showed there in that performance.
It did.
I thought that he put, you know, it was punch perfect.
Well, Steve Parsons has tweeted in saying, after such a convincing display on Saturday, do you think Kell Brook should accept the offer from Charlo and take him on in America? And that's obviously for the WBC title.
I don't know that Charlo's a big enough name for Kell Brook at this stage. You know where Kell Brook should be fighting? And I spoke to Kell about this as well, and I think it's a fight that he wants. Is Amir Khan. I think it's a fight that we wanted to see 3 or 4 years ago. It hasn't materialised, and I think that's a good fight for both of them at this stage of their career. Kell's coming back. He's looking to get to the top, back to the top at 154. Amir Khan's looking to get back. He's fighting on April 21st. I think really that's the fight that Kell should be targeting before moving on and challenging someone like Charlo over in America. That's a difficult job.
Sky Sports' Andy Scott, in his post-fight interview with Kell, asked him what would he rather have, obviously a world title shot or Amir Khan, and he said Khan. Then he put it on Eddie. But what do you think, Spencer? Where do you think he should go next? Do you think he should go for Khan?
He should, obviously, because that's the fight that everyone wants to see, and now that Amir Khan's being promoted now by Matchroom, it should be an easier fight to make. I think that fight, but if there isn't, I would like to see Kell Brook fight Saddam Ali, who's the WBO champion. Do you know what I mean? He could win that crown, and then he could come and say, right, I've got a world title, because maybe Amir Khan would say, oh, well, I ain't going to fight you because there ain't no world title on the line. Well, Kell Brook, I reckon he could beat Saddam Ali quite convincingly, and then there'll be a world title on the line, and then he could go and fight Amir Khan in a mega buck fight in late summer or end of the year.
I think the problem you got, that is if they both leave it too long, and there's a risk of them two, one of them getting beat at that level, and if one of them gets beat, then the fight's dead and buried. I mean, it's a fight that everybody's wanted to see, the public's wanted to see for such a long time, and I think they should make it like now. Kell was talking about, you know, maybe that they wouldn't make it at 154. They wouldn't make it because Kell couldn't get down to 147, but he said at a catch weight, maybe 150, 152. That would make sense, and I think that's the fight that they both should be going for.
OK, moving on to the news that we heard about Canelo. Esquire has tweeted in, what are the chances that Canelo failing the drugs test are down to any other reason than him knowingly cheating? Spencer Fearon, we'll start with you on this one.
Listen, I remember seeing Canelo say that he doesn't really eat a lot of meat. And imagine that, all the meat that you can find in Mexico, you find contaminated meat, right? I'm saying there's no smoke without fire, but you know what? You know what? I hope it isn't. I just hope that it isn't.
Apparently,
like
in
Canelo.
Mexico, not defending him, because if he has cheated, I think he's a disgrace and he should be banned from the sport. But in Mexico, apparently, all the meat is contaminated. There is a lot of meat contaminated.
You went on holiday, dude.
Yeah, no, but I wouldn't know. They wouldn't test me, would they? Yeah, I mean,
we don't know, Spenny. We don't know.
But, yeah, so, listen, if he has, I think it's going to be really, really sad because the sport is, we're trying to clean this sport up, and it's just such a sad situation if someone of Canelo's stature has gone and cheated, and, it would be sad. So, did he do it?
Has it tainted the fight, May 5th?
I don't think
it'll take the fight if he knocks out Golovkin. Oh, what's going on here?
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I mean,
I think it will get overshadowed by, by the fight itself. I don't think that people will look too much into it, but it's definitely going to raise an eyebrow, isn't it?
Boxing Facts has tweeted in, if AJ manages to beat Parker and Wilder, how long do you think Joshua would hold all the belts for due to all the mandatories and politics?
Depending on, listen, Anthony Joshua turns out real though. Do you understand? So when you're looking, and this is no disrespect to Deontay Wilder, who is Killmonger from Black Panther. You seen the movie? He's Killmonger, and Anthony Joshua is T'Challa, the Black Panther. I'm telling you, go check it out. That's who they are. They're both alter egos of each other. I would say if Anthony Joshua had all of the belts, I think the governing bodies, knowing that how much money that he generates, would allow it, and they'd be happy to take the percentages from it. Because if you think about it, on the weekend, allegedly, Deontay Wilder made about $3 million, right? Anthony Joshua be fighting each time now. Anthony Joshua making $15 million. That's 5 times that money. So I think that's enough for it to go around. That's what I believe.
I personally think if he beats Parker and he beats Wilder, then the only one out there is the big man Tyson Fury coming back. But I think if he beats those two, he's pretty much cleaned up the division, and he's going to be a difficult guy to beat. I've always said from day one anyway that Joshua is going to end up ruling the world. But I mean, there's some tough fights out there. Them 2 fights are tough fights. They are tough fights.
Do you think Anthony Joshua would beat Wilder right now? After Wilder on the weekend?
It's a tough fight. Do you know what? Wilder versus Ortiz was a replica of Joshua versus Klitschko, as in Wilder had to come through that torrid 7th round. If the bell hadn't rang, 20 seconds later that fight would have been stopped. No doubt about it.
Tony Jones has tweeted in here saying how much help was that extra 30 seconds at the start of round 8 for Deontay Wilder at the weekend?
Huge. An extra 2 seconds would have helped. I mean, he was gone in the 7th. There was nothing left at all in the tank. I think, as I said, 20 seconds more, that fight was over. He showed massive heart, courage, grit, determination to come back from the way he come back and then turn it around and win the contest, as did Anthony Joshua against Klitschko. So now that makes that fight even more interesting, but also we know that they both can come through that. So it's even more difficult to separate them.
Letting people know, I'm shaking my head to the fact of this. I really am a believer of Deontay Wilder for the fact that he's into the mantra of speak it, believe it, receive it. He believes that he's not no one ain't beating him. That's why he can come in at 215, 218 pounds. He can come in at those weights and fight men who were 20 pounds bigger than him and don't care. You're looking at this guy's this guy is serious. From time when you see that a guy will swing from down here and doesn't care because he's going to come back with a left hook or a right hand, he's a very dangerous man. That's what makes him dangerous.
That's what makes him so difficult to fight, because you never know where the shots are coming from. So Joshua will fight and the shots will come straight out. You know where they're coming from. But with Wilder, they're coming from up there, down there, around there. So it's very difficult to fight a guy like that. That's why he's got so much power, I think, because you never really know.
Ridiculous generation of power. Ridiculous generation of power.
Great fight, though. Great fight.
Moving on to a fight that's happening this weekend live on Sky Sports. Do you expect the Valdez v Quigg fight to be toe-to-toe action, and who do you favour if it is toe-to-toe? Who's going to win?
Right.
Who you got for this?
Right, listen, this is...
I'm going Valdez begrudgingly.
This is a tough fight. A tough fight for Quigg. Valdez is tough, he's quick, he likes to fight in the pocket, he likes to throw the shots up close, he puts the shots together, punches in bunches. If Quigg decides to stand with him and go toe-to-toe, he loses. I think that Valdez wins the contest. I really do. I think that Quigg's got to be intelligent. He's got to box everything long, shoot the shots, move out of range, because if he stays there, he's going to get caught on Valdez. He's got 19 knockouts out of 23 wins. This kid can whack. And he's decent as well. I saw him in 2009. He lost in the World Championship semi-finals to Lemachenko. Put up a great performance.
He put up a really good fight. Lemachenko ain't no joke.
Yeah, so that tells you that this guy can box as well. He can box at the highest level. So
but do you think,
I think it's a tough night for Quigg.
Where Quigg's at, because he's being trained by Freddie Roach now. Freddie Roach is an aggressive kind of trainer that he most probably be the wrong style for him to administer.
He don't want to
Valdez.
Yeah, Valdez. You don't want.
He's real.
You don't want to stand toe.
But we have seen Valdez get hurt, so we don't know. You know what I mean? We don't know. But Valdez is real. He's a very, very dangerous guy.
Dan Middleton has tweeted in, with Mikey Garcia and Jorge Linares in talks with other fights, where should Luke Campbell look to target next? Beltran, Easter, or just have a tick-over fight until Linares or Garcia are available?
I think just have the tick-over fight. I think that's where he needs to be right now.
Coming off a loss.
Campbell, yeah, coming off the loss. He just needs a little tick-over fight, get himself back in there before taking on one of the big guys like Linares, which is a difficult fight. I think Linares, pound for pound, is one of the best out there. I really do, and Garcia's one of the biggest punchers out there as well. So he's in a difficult place right now, Campbell, because he's around at a time where he's got two great fighters there. That's going to be difficult.
I think he should be aiming at Beltran. Beltran, I don't think Beltran would be too eager to come over here. Last time he came over here, he believed that he won a fight when he fought Ricky Burns and he got jobbed in that fight. He believes that.
He did win that fight.
Right, yeah, but he knows. I'm saying he believes. I'm saying he believes. I bow to you down for this one thing. I hold it, right? So that's what he believes. I don't want to cause no trouble now. You know how people want to.
Spencer just says how it is.
Exactly. Yeah, right. So we need another Spencer to get some of the blame now. But I'm saying that with Beltran, with Luke Campbell's style, he really did impress me when he fought for the world title against Jorge Linares. He really did impress me, especially what he was coming over emotionally. But Beltran, to me, he could deal with him. Robert Easter Jr., everyone, leave that guy alone. Tall, gangly, long arms. He's awkward as well. You don't need that guy. But Beltran, you could fight him one after the next, and you could pick up a world title.
This is the last one for this show. Thomas Lyons has tweeted in, just been announced, Jamie McDonnell will go to Japan to defend his WBA strap against pound-for-pound king Inoue. How much credit does Jamie deserve, and would you agree, along with his brother Gavin, the twins haven't been credited enough for what they've achieved so far? He's racked up some miles, hasn't he?
He has. I think that Jamie's done it the hard way, and he's not been given the recognition. Gavin, by the way, boxed unbelievable on Saturday night.
Can I get it?
Unbelievable Saturday night. Gamal Yafaya was a big favourite going in, and Gavin really, he kept it at range, and he showed his experience and won the fight and won it comfortably. So, yeah, I think the McDonnells don't get enough credit. I think that Jamie's done it the hard way, and he's not been given the credit. This is a tough fight, though. To go to Japan, he's going to start a massive underdog. If he pulls this off, the guy's got to get some recognition. I mean, I think that what he's achieved, people have just not recognised it enough. It's a shame, really, because he's a great little fighter, Jamie McDonnell. They're very difficult to beat, and his brother proved that they're very difficult to beat on Saturday night as well. Their styles are hard to get past.
OK. Well, that's all for this week. My thanks to the two Spencers. Thank you very much, guys. Tune in next week for more #toe-to-toe, or check out iTunes for the podcast.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.